How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be trying something new on the channel, and that's this from Paul over at Diecast Graveyard. Again, welcome back to the channel, everybody. So glad each and every one of you can make it. I'm working on a restoration of the hot heap over there, so I wanted to put a good urethane 2K clear on it. And Paul over at Diecast Graveyard sent a bunch of people out in the community some 2K clear that he's branding as his and everything with the hardener. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and give it a try. I've had this for, I don't know, probably 2 weeks now, maybe just a hair longer, and I've been wanting to do him a proper video, but weather and stuff just has not permitted. So if you know anything about the actual Spectraflame paint, what they do is they take urethane clear and mix in their colors. And that's what gives you that deep, glossy look, wet look like that. So I know that it's going to look good, or at least I presume it will, because of Paul wouldn't put his name on something if he hasn't already tried it and worked with it and refined it and everything. But anyhow, long story short, I got to do that one. I've got to do that one. I got to go back in and get the base for this too, because I got to spray it. And I've got the base for the Corvette for that, so I got to spray that also. So the way we're going to mix this is 4 to 1, 4 parts clear to 1 part hardener. Same way you mix the paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these here doodads, and if you look, there's 1 mark there, there's 2 marks there, there's 3 marks there, and there's 1 there. So that's 4, and I need enough to do 2 cars. So I'm going to do this twice, all the way up to that mark with the 2K clear. Then I'm going to come back with another one and go up to the second mark of the hardener, and that will give me the 4 to 1. Since I'm doing this twice, that'll be 8. Since I'm doing this twice, that'll be 2. So that's why you got 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so let me go in and get the other base so I can spray that too, and I'll be right back. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? There's nothing to mix up. So all the way up to that top line, right there. There's 4. And there's 8. Now we're going to go 2 on this. There's 1, there's 2. Now we'll just thoroughly mix it up. And Paul says he's got this figured out, so if you mix it properly, by the time you get out the hardener, the clear should be running out also. He said it is measured out perfectly. So if everybody does their due diligence, this will work great. And his pricing is really, really reasonable too, guys. I looked at it online and everything. I did not pay for this. This is from Paul, so I guess you could say this is a sponsored video. And it's a little on the thick side. If you decide that you want to reduce it any, use actual automotive reducer. Do not use lacquer thinner like this. This is for cleaning tools. Okay? This is what you would buy from Lowe's and places like that. Don't use that. Use actual reducer. Okay? But I know this paintbrush will spray this okay, so I'm just going to pour it in. And it's not even half a cup, but this stuff goes a long way considering. Alright, I'm going to start as always on the base. That way we can get a feel for how it's going to flow. Let's give it a, let me raise you up just a hair so you can see better. And I don't have to try to hide it. Not hide it, but get entangled around all these cords. Leave you ever just a hair. Yep, she's spraying good. So we're just going to do it in a light coat. Just a quick tack spray like we do with the paint. And it'll make the color kind of go foggy, as you can see. And we'll give that just a second. And then we'll come back with a medium coat. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do the body. While that tacks up just a second, we'll go ahead and hit the body. Oh yeah, this spray's good, Paul. And it doesn't have that automotive smell to it, like if you would walk into an automotive shop. It doesn't have that real strong smell, but see how it dulls down the gloss? That's because all we're doing is giving it a tack coat. And the only reason I cover these up is to keep dust off of them while they're wet. And you see how shiny this one is, it'll dull it down too. Let's hit the bottom first. Hit it at an angle from the top. See, it dulled that down too, but that's just because it's a tack coat. We'll come back with the actual wet coat, and that will bring it back out. But what we're going to do right now, after I pick what up I drop, is we're going to hit it with a medium coat. Some people go 1 coat, some people go 3 coats. I'm more of a 2 coat guy, but I'm going to try this with 3 because that's what it's recommended. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a wetter coat this time. Just kind of revolve everything as I spray it. And that should start bringing some of the color in it back. Yep, see? And my next coat will be a heavier wet coat. And that should bring the gloss right on top. But here's the base that I polished, and I just went ahead and put tape over the axles and the bearings because I don't want any of this to, because when this stuff dries, it's pretty tough. So I don't want to basically be gluing the axles to the bearings. So that's why I'm doing that. See, it just went flat. So next time I come back, we'll be with the medium coat. Alright, let's put the medium coat on the vet. And this is just something I was experimenting with. The vet was already gold, but I wanted more of a candy apple red vet. As you can see, there's the gold on the inside. So that's why it is the way it is. And I'm about 4 inches off of the body. Some people go further, some people go closer. And it's really windy out here today, so make sure to get all the angles. Let's see, I'm about that far away. So that's about 4 inches. But you can see the color is starting to come back. It's starting to look wet again. Do this hot heat the same way. And I was talking with the wife at lunch today. I said, I'm going to come home and clear coat my hot heat. And as soon as I said it, I was like, wow, you really got to be careful how you say that. Some people might take it the wrong way. And the engine will cover most of that up, but I still want to get it just because you don't know exactly what the engine will or won't cover. So if I go ahead and take care of it now, I don't have to worry about it. But see, you can see that wet coming back through there. Look at how good that's going to look. So I'll be back with coat number 3, the wet coat. Looks like it's fixing to rain. It feels like it. I hope it doesn't. Let's put the wet coat on now. Should start to see the shine real good now. All we're doing is slowing it down and going in just a hair closer. And look how nice and wet looking that is now. Keep an eye on my paint, make sure I have enough. Oh yeah, that's looking great. Trying to hurry just in case it is fixing to rain. There's a 40% chance of it. See how wet she looks now? Oh yes. Look at how good that looks. Man, it's getting dark. Look how dark it's getting. Oh wow. Anyhow, here's what she looks like. Nice and wet looking. Man, yeah. Man, yeah. Here's a hot heat. You see how good she looks. Get it, focus on it. Oh, yes. Man, yeah. And I'll show you this more whenever I put this car together. And the base, of course, is looking nice and wet. I did the engine and the base of the car. Now you might be asking, why did I do the engine and the base? Well, this is a polished metal and I don't have anything like Renaissance wax or anything like that to put on it, so I clear coat mine to keep it from tarnishing, because if you don't protect it, it will tarnish in no time at all. So with that being stated, Paul, you have a winner here, brother. Thank you so very much for sending it. Thank you for thinking of me to want to send it. And matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys how, well, thank you for wanting to send it, and it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, look at that shine, and look at how wet looking that bad boy looks. Oh my goodness, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so very much, Paul. Hope this helped everybody. If you're looking for a clear coat that's not going to break the bank to run through your airbrush, because the 2K that I normally use is over $100 for a gallon. It's $50 for a quart, and that's with the hardener. $50 for the quart with the hardener, $50 for a quart with the hardener, or a little over $100 with the hardener, versus I think it's like $14.80, and you get 2 ounces of the 2K, and then you get a ½ ounce of the hardener for like $14.80. So I highly recommend it. It's something easy to store. You can keep it in the house. It doesn't have that body shop smell, that really pungent smell like when you walk in a body shop. And so that's not going to stick on everything. It's not going to smell up your house after you take it back in. It's not going to be all over your clothes, real smelly and everything. So with that stated, Paul, thank you, brother. I'm going to get all this cleaned up, and we'll see you in the next video, everybody.